Hello, today I'm going to talk about the very interesting topic that is multimedia. You and I, as a teacher, we should know about what is multimedia, what is its role in teaching learning assessment, and how do we prepare our lessons using multimedia. And for one of the very important multimedia that we can create for our classroom teaching is a video. So I'm going to show you later part of this video. I'm going to demonstrate how to prepare a video lesson for your student. So for now, I'm going to talk about what is multimedia and how the multimedia play a role in teaching learning assessment. Sorry. So multimedia, what is multimedia? Multimedia is quite common term for especially for the persons with the technology. However, for the common teachers, when you talk about multimedia, people think about find it quite uneasy to use this word. Multimedia is very simple. If you look at these words that I have on the screen, text, whatever you write text on the PowerPoint or you use on the Word, text is one of the media from where you can pass the information. Image is the another form of media where you can pass the information. Sound is the another way to communicate and pass information. Video is the fourth one, which again helps to communicate or transfer the information. Similarly, animations is another way of communicating or transferring information. So multimedia is a form of media where we can transfer informations. So what is multimedia? Multimedia is a form of communication that combines the different contents as such text, audio, image, animations or videos into a single attractive form. So as such, when you talk about multimedia, we have to think about text, think about audio, pictures, images, graphs. These all the different forms of multimedia is useful in our teaching learning. For example, when we prepare a PowerPoint, have we ever thought that graphs will help our student to understand better? Have you ever thought how you'll use the audio instead of text? Have you ever thought that you will also incorporate animations or some kind of movement or some kind of interactive form of text? Have you ever thought you will use a video in your PowerPoint? Have you ever used images in your PowerPoint? Instead of text, have you used graphic, audio, animations, audio and videos and images to represent your thoughts and ideas instead of a text? If you have done that, then you are already using multimedia. So multimedia is using a variety of expression media where you try to express the ideas, thoughts in a different forms. Researchers have also proven that human being learns through visuals. So we get tempted to see the visuals. So we must have our presentation of thoughts should be on visual base. Whenever we try to type a text, then we must think about what kind of graphics that we can bring into it rather than a long text. Help teachers to engage learner. Obviously, when there is a variety, people will be more engaged to look at and understand and interpret. Help student to interact with it. Yes, when there is a higher motivations and gain attention, children play and learn. Retain more information and remember longer. This is what our brain is. The nature of our brain is that it like to see more of an visuals, and it helps us to remember information longer and retain longer. Gain attentions and learning would be much faster. Creative representations of ideas and thoughts. When I say this, whenever we are trying to represent a PowerPoint, then we need to think about how do we represent idea using a various multimedia forms: video, audio, graphic, diagram, picture, animations, or word. Creative expression. Teachers normally try to represent and express their thoughts. Present their thoughts and then on the visual or the different forms of media. Similarly, children who have learned need to express their thoughts also will have an opportunity to express their thoughts in a creative way. So creativity is, in fact, the multimedia helps to bring creativity in the individuals. Ultimately, the use of multimedia caters the need of a diverse learner in the class. Somebody good at listening video, somebody good at audio, just hearing only. Somebody cannot see it, just hear. Somebody can just or draw and express on the diagrams or in the pictures or in their arts. So there is a different ways for the children to express in a form of different media, and therefore use of multimedia will have a bigger opportunity to be more inclusive in our teaching, learning, and assessment. Now let me just briefly go through some of the principles that I have identified. However, there are 12 different principles, multimedia principle. However, I have just taken 7 of which I found it very interesting and relevant. First is a multimedia principle, the use of word and graphic instead of just a word. So what we are saying is multimedia, meaning you are using a variety of media to express the thoughts. So we include graphs, include graphics, include organize your thoughts in a different multimedia form, in a form of video, audio, sound, text, graphics, diagrams, flowcharts. Contiguity principle. Align the words and graphic they describe. Put them close what is level. So whenever you are trying to bring a diagrams, when you try to bring a picture, simply these pictures would not speak. So make them level them and give them some word that will speak, or give them some animation so that it gives clearer thoughts. So this is very important, that we need to put a word to the graphics so that it speaks. Modality principle. They describe the graphs and narration rather than one screen text. Okay. So whenever there is some graphics, there should be some narrations. But however, when I say this, do not put overload with the visuals, too many pictures and then too many animation. That in fact complicates and it becomes distractor. Fourth one, coherence principle. Now adding extraneous materials, meaning Unnecessary informations, adding all unnecessary distracting informations would again disturb the learner. So we need to be very, very careful. Keep everything aligned with the objective. Keep it minimum as far as possible. Do not bring too many informations. Make it very short. Redundancy principle. Redundancy means sometimes we try to repeat things, too many things, bringing too many things. So you brought the pictures, you again explain the pictures, again you add the videos of which you are repeating. So such kind of redundancy principle must be kept in mind while you are handling multimedia principle. Segmentation principle. Now this is all breaking down of a continuous big lesson. If it's too long and lengthy, break it into smaller and make it into smaller chunks so that it can be consumed or digested, so that the learners can easily analyze and then consume the information. Personalizations. Ultimate multimedia is what for? It's for personalization, to bring it into whatever the informations are there. If presenters keeps on telling and if the listener or the participants don't understand it and cannot take in anything, then no meaning of using a multimedia principle or using a multimedia in their presentation. So use of a conversational style. Whenever we are trying to present a multimedia form, don't use any video from the beginning to end, because it should be of more of a conversational type. You keep on talking, keep on moving, keep on progressing. So it should be more human to human interaction, not that something which happens it's a mechanical where it keeps on going and then you have to just keep on listening. So there should be some conversation, interaction. So such things leads to personalization of learning, meaning multimedia brings personalized learning. So I am just sharing you 7 different principles. However, I would also like to encourage you to go another 5 more principles. However, I found these 7 principles are very beautiful, where we can practice while you are trying to incorporate multimedia in your teaching, learning, assessment. When I say this, you specifically think about how to prepare your slides. Multimedia in the classroom helps in presentation, help in representing the ideas, and also expressing the ideas. So think about how multimedia helps you to present information, how to represent your thoughts, your ideas, and also expressing, whenever you try to express, share, then you need to, not in the form of text, but you can do quite number of multimedia can be used in expressing your idea. When you use multimedia, it will take learning much more deeper than simply when you share in the form of text. Improve problem solving skills. This is a large number of human brains dictates itself on the visual process. So when I say human beings are more inclined to learn by a visual. As a result, when you show a visual and make your lesson very critical, people improve their critical problem solving skills. Based on the picture, if you ask the question, people would be able to tell you more answer rather than asking or direct questions on the text. Increase positive emotions. Yes, when there is a visual, more interactions, more positive emotions generates. Access to the vast information. When the information is too much, then you can easily use, when I say this, when there is a sparse information, then simplest way to bring it all the informations into the classroom is in the form of multimedia. Diagrams, which speaks, arts, which speaks a lot, volume, no? So here we are talking about the accessing vast information using multimedia. There are also studies where teachers try to use multimedia to communicate and found that students are unlikely to engage in using these technologies themselves. So well, students are enjoy the instructors or the tutors use of multimedia in the communications. They are unlikely to engage using a technology themselves. These are one word that I really liked it, and then you can also think about why this happens to the students. So when you are using this, and then how is the impact of the using technology. So meaning here we need to be very careful while we are using a multimedia communications. These are the different graphics. Just wanted to show you what are the different form. You can show the original, electronic microscopic observations, some diagrams, so clear diagrams that you can bring it to convince your thought instead of hand-drawn pictures. What are the different forms of multimedia that we can incorporate in our PowerPoint? Diagrams, text, sounds, video, flowcharts, animation, graphic, pictures. Okay, so these are some of the multimedia forms that you can incorporate in your PowerPoint. Now the final one is we are also now going to have a hands-on experience using Camtasia. Camtasia is a video editing software. However, we are trying to bring it to our teaching learning. How can we use Camtasia in our teaching learning? By creating a video. So we can cast a video using Camtasia. So how it helps? This helps, in fact, create professional training video quickly and efficiently. I'm going to do this, edit video and make educational clip for classroom teaching. So we are going to edit the video, add questions and embed video to make it interactive, edit sounds and reduce the noise in the video. So this is what we are going to see in our lessons. Okay, with this I'm going to end the first part of the video. In the Camtasia now I have already shared to you to install the Camtasia, both if you have the Mac, then you can use the Mac version of the Camtasia. If it's a Windows, install Windows version of the Camtasia. In the next following session, video part 2 will be totally hands-on how to use Camtasia to prepare a video. This is part of multimedia. I hope this is quite clear to you. Thank you.